Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears, live an amazing life. I'm going to give you the tools to manifest anything. We're going to talk about that today. How do we change our lives? How can you do it? Now you can watch my 2,000 plus videos on my channel, and of course I post them numerous times every week, and I give you all these things to think about. We must practice. But how do we stay in that frame of mind when you watch the video and you go out there and somebody is a jerk, or your boss treats you badly, or your spouse is not spiritual and you are, and on and on and on. Basically, functioning in the world that is very dense, which we are part of that too. When you're in an awakened state, you don't see it that way. When you're awakened, you just basically say, okay, I'm in a dense planet, but this doesn't affect me. But then you know, and it's sometimes tough to be around and see it and experience it because it doesn't feel good, but you don't react to it. Now, if you're not in that state, if you're not in the awakened state, how do you do it? I want to talk today, because it's Sunday. Sunday's when I start to give you more tools. I want to talk today about how we're going to train you to start letting go of the negative thoughts and know what they are. See, when they come in, we know that we should let them go. We know they feel bad. We know that we're manifesting negative stuff. But we don't know, how do I let it go? How do I get these thoughts to stop? They have a mind of their own. No, they really don't. It's you. It's the collective. It's all, everything that's all connected. Everything's entangled. So you're picking up on the planetary density. If you weren't here, you wouldn't have any of that stuff. But we are here. We do share it. And then you're a part of that because your existence somewhere else and 500 billion other existences and forms you've taken, that energy comes with you. You don't know what you may have brought forward that is here to work through some of the past things that you didn't master. It's not karma, negative thing, punishment. It's none of that. It's that, you know what? I didn't forgive in my last life. So you're here and you go, why do I have nasty parents? Because you said, you know what? I have to master this lesson. So you came here and you said, oh, I've got nasty parents because in my last life, I was supposed to forgive. Or whatever the situation is, you're going to be tested, not in a, like, something is testing you. You're testing yourself to say, can I pass it this time? I have the answers. I got the answers in my last life for 500 lives. I am here, and can I master this? Because when I master this, this all goes into the collective. It raises the frequency. We're all learning our own lessons, raising the frequency, and we're contributing to others to raise the frequency. Some of us have big missions to teach others, but we all still have our own journey going on. Nobody escapes this, all right? Once you come in this dense world, you don't get out of it. You're going to experience this stuff. So even awakened people do experience the fears, the negativity, the sadness and stuff. They just don't allow it to rule their lives. So it's really not as difficult as you think. We think all that goes away and it doesn't. It just has no effect. It's like watching a bad kid in the room run by screaming. And you get to the point where, okay, big whoop. It doesn't even interrupt your conversation. So here's what I want to talk to you about. First of all, you know I changed my life. 6 years ago, I was an investment banker for 25 years in the financial world that was brutal, okay? I owned my own business, so I'm an entrepreneur, but you know what? That doesn't really give you control when you're chasing clients and you're out in an industry you don't love. So part of what we're not doing and realizing is critical is starting to shift completely out of the lives that can't possibly work. It can't work when you're going into a job with people that don't respect each other and don't respect the planet. And maybe you're working for a company that is doing nasty stuff to the planet or food or anything else. You've got to say no. And this is big. And I go, yeah, I have to pay my bills, Landria, at the expense of what? Because at the end of the day, when you're in your deathbed, transitioning over to, you know, the next amazing thing you're going to do, you're going to go, I blew it. I had every probability resting. You don't have to go big broke. You don't have to give up your income. I had other probabilities available to me, and I didn't take them. I didn't take the higher choice. I didn't choose to stop destroying the planet. I didn't choose to stop working with negative people. I was saying it's okay by continuing on. This is what we as a society are doing. We continue to eat the crap, put the chemicals on our lawns, on our bodies, and we're saying yes to those who are unconscious and or making conscious bad choices, okay? We as enlightened, awakened beings, spiritual beings, have to say no. Not take the drugs, not do the whatever. This is how you change the world. Otherwise, you're fueling it and sitting there and complaining. This is why I hear many times from people. Very, very rare on my channel, by the way. You guys really got your act together. But every once in a while, somebody says, what about this and what about that? I'm like, yes, what about it? What are you doing every day to contribute? We look at this like something out there nasty that's happening and that we're not contributing to that. So then we say, what about it? And then we go, use plastic or buy our kids toys that are going to be in the dump next year. Or we're doing all these things. And we have better choices to make. So how do we get out of this? It's possible, and I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight because we got ourselves deep into some stuff here. So I have a course called Breakthrough Fear. It's on LandriaOnkka.com. If you go down in the description, I don't know how much longer I'm going to do this because I have new courses coming out. Down in the description, I have a code that says Inspiration with Landria. It gives you 25% off, $100 off. We're talking pennies a day for a year for you to change your life. This is pennies a day, a couple pennies a day, right? I didn't work it out, but it's not even the price of a cup of coffee. Well, definitely not the price of a cup of coffee. We're talking pennies a day for you to have access to not just videos here to feel good for a while, taking you through how to break through this fear. Because fear is what stops you. Fear is what stops you from going after what you want. Fear is what keeps you in negative thinking. If you weren't afraid, right? You say, where's it coming from? We find out where it's coming from. If you weren't afraid, when things arise, and you will have challenges, you'll know what to do with it, and it has no threat. Therefore, you don't go into negative, fearful thinking that fuels it, that keeps you in manifesting things you don't desire. And this happens over and over and over again. We're not switching over to, that has no effect on me, and then you're going to the thinking that manifests something amazing. And you see the challenge, not as something negative, but saying, okay, here is my call from the universe saying, all right, this isn't working, this must change. If this isn't working, something has to shift. And then you shift over here, and then something opens up, and all you're doing is focusing on that. You're focusing on the, okay, shifting into something higher, oh, shifting into something just different. Sometimes you're doing higher level kind of, spiritual things, and it's just not where you want to be. Okay, I want to shift over here. And then and this is all we do, and we go into what is at the core of your personal fear. What is it? Is it abundance? Is it just not feeling like you're good enough? That's the big one. Oh my gosh. You guys just don't feel like you're good enough? Give me a break. People I've had several people, by the way, write me and tell me they're ugly. According to who? The maker? That's an insult. Because you chose this body. Like, can I change my body? I'm like, no, you chose it. You have to play it out. You'll look beautiful as soon as you know you are. Every single one of you is amazingly gorgeous. Gorgeous. You're not old. Get over that damn, I'm old, I'm ugly, This has to change, but you have to work on it, and you have to know step by step, how do we get through this? And that's my personal thing, and it came from here, and then you bless that too. We remove it, we dissolve the resentment or the negative. We dissolve it, because now you see it so differently, but it takes practice and it takes training. Breakthrough Fear, an amazing course that has 5-star rating, and everybody that writes me has said that it has changed their lives. And I have people that because you have access for a year, taking it over and over again. People tell me that every time they take it again, it breaks them through even bigger. People are manifesting money, jobs, repairing relationships, and I've got all of these testimonials. You can go on my website. These are real people saying this stuff. Go get the training. So that's number one. Then I have webinars on that site that you can take live with me for 3 hours. Let's see, it's $39.95. If you're in my Manifest Anything list, my email list, which you can sign up for down here, 5 ways to manifest anything, you get codes for 25% off of those. All right? Then you can take that code, and if you miss the webinar, you can purchase it. I resell it on the site so that you can buy it anytime. You don't have to be there just those 3 hours. And for 3 hours, you can pick the subject you want to work on. I have Manifest Anything, and then Breakthrough, like create a new reality. How do you shift into a new reality? And then I have a 3-hour one called Activate Your Magic. That one's coming up December 7th. And if you use no limits, you get 25% off, $29.95 for 3 hours. If you miss it, you get the replay for free, okay? So even if you miss it, your money isn't going down the tubes. If you don't get it and it goes on replay, you can play it over and over and over again. I give you endless access for a year. That's crazy. I spent a lot of money on these, okay? So I'm telling you, my whole purpose is to make these affordable and give it a really long period of time for you to work on them and give you all the tools you need. All right, so the last one that the one I'm doing December 7th, Activate Your Magic, is why mantras don't work. And if you're doing them, why isn't it working? And then I actually give you 5 of them. I list them, and if you go to my story, I list them. I give you 5 mantras to use, and then I teach you why they don't work and how you can get them to work. So instead of thinking about all this stuff, you can say the mantra, but we learn how to get that mantra to be effective. So when you say it, after you take the course, when you say it, it's going to work. If you shift into what you learned from the webinar, okay? These are teachings that I'm getting downloaded on. This Landria Onkka is not, this guru coming up with stuff. I'm just an open channel for this stuff that comes down. And so when I get this, I teach it to you. Go get the training. The last thing I want to talk about is, are you working in something and you don't have good skills, or you can be easily replaced, or you hate what you do and you want to get out? You don't have to leave your job. You guys have seen my ads. I run them all the time. A highly spiritual community of people are quitting their jobs or just learning new skills. And this internet training platform gives skills. Not, here's how you make money online, okay, nothing wrong with that. But if you don't have skills with it, you're just doing the same thing, chasing money with nothing to back it up. It's an education system. You actually learn how to be an expert at this to the point where you can have your own clients. Stuff people don't know how to do. There's a dime a dozen people in MLM and pyramid schemes. You know what? If that's your thing, that's fine. But do you really want to? Are you passionate about that? Do you really want to do that for the rest of your life? So get a real education. Get skills. And by the way, I spend this much money on the basic membership. I spend that on a weekend, no problem, with food and drinks out with my friends. It's not expensive, okay? So go here. This is a free workshop series. You'll get an email that explains how do you make money online, and what is this training, and why is it different? How are you going to learn skills to apply to anything? No tech experience, that's what you learn. No business experience, that's what you're going to learn. And no products and services required. You're going to learn what affiliate marketing is, why it's so powerful, and so many people are doing it. And you'll also learn that this education teaches you how to create any business online, your own. It's not like sell our products. It's like, here's an education to use for anything. It is going to empower you. So here is how we're going to start our new year. And I wanted to have this conversation with you because if you are not going and getting the help, you're sitting there, who's training you right now? The same brain that is creating the same stuff out there you don't like is trying to correct it. This is when you get teachers to help you shift into something different. Shift your mindset, and you find the person that talks to you. If it's not me, go get the training and stay on it. So when you get in that situation and you go back to the old patterns, somebody has taught you how to change that and gives you something that works for you. And that is what is so important. Finding that thing when you go back into the old habits to switch into, and then you shift into a completely new reality. This is a fact. You're not the same person. So if you learn how to have that thought over here instead of the same one you have over here, you are now going to start to change your reality. And you have to do this more and more and more. But if you don't get the help, you'll go back into the old habits. We all do it. And you're on your own. And who are you going to talk to? The same brain. You know, you've seen Hacker T Dog playing the ego on my little puppet friend here on my channel. He plays the ego. He's the one talking to you going, you can't do it. Who are you to think you can be rich? Oh, you're not good looking. You're not smart. You know, and then you're like, that's who you're stuck talking to, is yourself. And it's usually not good. So I wanted to present that because I'm giving you the tools. I literally every single day work on all of the things that I'm going to give you. I've got publications, a mobile app that you're going to love, and a new course coming out. So if you haven't taken Breakthrough Fear, if you don't take Breakthrough Fear, you're going to miss out, because this is a manifesting course, and it's a requirement for you to take Breakthrough Fear, because I want to teach you how to move past the fears before you go into manifesting the one big thing that you desire. All right, we got to handle that first, because you can try to manifest anything. If you keep going to those negative patterns, it's not going to change. So start making some decisions. If it's not my teachings, find the help. Get the new skills to get out of that job. Because when you get the pink slip, you don't want to start learning internet marketing or get an online education then. Do it now, so that when somebody says, time to leave, you go, thank God. Finally, now I can go use these amazing skills that are relevant to the 21st century. You know, you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Everything I've done to this point, when I quit my investment banking career and wrote a best-selling, award-winning book, wrote 2 other books after that. I have a 4th book coming out. I have a television movie. It's called The Rooftop Christmas Tree. It's playing right now all over the world. You can watch it. And you know me. You know somebody has a television movie. How that happened? I got trained on the internet, quit my job, shut down my company, and said, I'm done. I had to make a decision. And you can do it too. Get the help. Get the help. I got the internet training and it changed my life. I wouldn't be here talking to you without it. Why is that so scary? Why are people so afraid to educate themselves, learn new things? Go after it. Go after your amazing life. It's there. It exists. It's just the stories in the head that stop you, that's creating something that you don't desire. Let's learn how to break past it. Blessings to you, my friend, and I'll talk to you in the next video. Namaste.